Hello, this is Thomas, K4SWL, and I'm out here today at Lake James State Park, about to do a Parks on the Air activation. Had not planned to do this one today. It's another one of my impromptu ones, and it's a very, very easy detour for me as I head home. So I thought I'd maybe put in about an hour's worth of time here playing radio. Today I decided to pair up my Elecraft KX2, which is the only radio I really have with me right now, with the Chameleon MPAS 2.0 vertical antenna, which you can see there. It is a really tall vertical. Very easy to deploy, very easy to set up, and it works on all kinds of bands, I think, from 160 to 6 meters. So it requires an internal antenna tuner here in the KX2 to work, or an external antenna tuner would work fine too. If you haven't watched my videos before, as I say, I do real-time, real-life videos that are, you get what you see here. There are no edits, no nothing in them, so they're kind of long format. But I thought maybe we would have a little fun trying to activate the park today. It's gorgeous, gorgeous weather today, compared to weather that's been in the past month. It's nearly 60 degrees Fahrenheit today for some reason. We're kind of wedged between thunderstorms to the south and almost like polar vortex stuff to the north. So we have just a little kind of oasis of nice warm weather here at the moment. Anyway, I thought I'd get started. I got my log ready here. I'm actually using my tablet today to do the log. But I'll be writing down things as well, and hopefully sunlight's actually really strong today, so hopefully shadows aren't too bad and you'll be able to see the display on the KX2. The KX2 is operating off of its internal battery. I've already done a pretty long activation on this battery, and I don't know how long it'll last. We'll just have to see. But I'm setting the wattage right now down to 5 watts because, as I've mentioned before, I at least try to do my first 10 contacts for valid activation with 5 watts or less. So we'll do that today. I'm also going to start with CW, but I'll move over to single sideband a little bit later and do that. I'm also going to start on the 20 meter band again. Hopefully maybe get some nice distance contacts today if conditions are okay for it. So anyway, let's get started here. Let's see. Only thing I have done really is set up this stuff. I haven't called CQ or anything yet. I just kind of plugged everything in, and let's see what we can do here today. Let's turn up the volume. Well, that's not a free frequency, is it? Let's see here. I'll try my standard frequency. Okay, got a 1-to-1 match here with ATU. Sometimes I send QRL spaced out a little bit, and I do that so that if there's QSB and the band's going down and up, that people can actually hear that, like, you know, at an interval. They may not hear me the first time, but maybe the band will come back up and they'll hear me, so I always try to do that if I can. Let's just go ahead and start calling CQ. I'm going to use my CW memory keyer here in the KX2 for that. And maybe with any luck, we'll find out that there's some activity today. I have not checked the spots or anything. I need to do that right now. Since I've got internet access here, I may try to do some park-to-park contacts as well. And set up my logs here, making sure I've got 20 meter band CW. That's good, that's all set up now. I'll mark it 20 meters here, but as I mentioned before, since I'm actually doing most of the logging on my tablet, this is mainly just a scratch pad, so that I can copy call signs. I'm not good enough to do that in my head and then do it on the keyboard. Not yet. The band sounds really quiet, actually. I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing. The KX2 actually has a pretty quiet receiver to begin with. It's not a loud receiver, so which is actually something I enjoy. Okay, I'm getting a report. I'm getting auto-spotted on the network, so hopefully somebody will come back to me. I just confirmed that. Oh. Let me get him in the logs here before I start calling CQ again. Okay. GWD, and make sure I got him in here correctly. There we go. I'm almost hot out here today. This is absolutely ridiculous. I think it's supposed to be colder a little bit later on this week. I don't mind cold weather, actually. I prefer cold weather to really hot, humid weather that we can get in the south. I didn't catch WD9's state for some reason, but maybe it was Illinois. I can't remember. I can't remember if I registered that or not in my head. And you could tell. That is not bad. Washington State. Off of 5 watts and a vertical antenna. This is not really... Okay, I'm really not sure what happened there. I'm sending question marks. I said call. Okay, VA7. VA7. VA7AQ. I think they don't understand I'm asking for their call. I may be really weak. I was a 449. I just didn't get that one. Okay, we'll just have to move on. It's too bad that was probably a call from California. But I didn't get the full call, so it's not going to go it's not going to go in the records, of course, or in the logs. I'll keep calling a little bit. I may even move up to the 17-meter band. I wonder if there's somebody else on frequency that I can't hear, and that may be the problem. You know what? I'm going to move frequencies anyway. I've had 4 contacts on 20 meters. Excuse me. And the great thing, so like the most amazing thing about having this antenna, so I have people ask me all the time, well, why don't you use a more efficient antenna than a vertical? So a vertical, in this situation here in Western North Carolina, is not an ideal antenna, actually. I mean, they really aren't. We have poor ground conductivity here, and it's just not the most ideal antenna, but they work. And I mean, it would work really efficiently if we were on the coast, like near saltwater or something. Man, that's when I think there is somebody else on that frequency. That's the issue. That is the issue. But the thing is, if you're using this near saltwater or something, vertical antennas are really, truly amazing. I mean, you can work all kinds of DX off of a modest vertical antenna, and I've done that on the coast. But where you have kind of poor ground conductivity and stuff, you need a decent radial system in order to make these efficient. But when you're doing a Parks on the Air activation, you don't need DX performance. This isn't a contest. This isn't a DXpedition or anything like that. You're just trying to make some contacts to put in the logs. It doesn't have to be the most efficient system for what you're doing. And as you can see, I mean, I've got at least Washington and Massachusetts in the logs already. And, excuse me, I think British Columbia too. And if you, so it obviously works. It works well enough to do that. Could I make it more efficient? Yes, I could put a better radial system. This one just has like one counterpoise that shoots off of the bottom of the antenna at the base, and that's pretty much it. And then the tuner matches the antenna on various bands. But the cool thing about having an antenna like this that's multi-band that uses the tuner is how quickly you can move from band to band. So I also have the Wolf River coils, Take It Along, the TIA, which is an incredibly popular vertical antenna for Parks on the Air. And it works really well, and it's actually a resonant antenna. It has a coil that you adjust, and you don't need to use a tuner technically. You don't really need to use a tuner to use that antenna. And I've had great success with that one as well. But if I want to switch bands or frequencies at all, I usually have to go retune the thing. So I've got to move the little coil tap up and down and find a nice spot. And I try to mark them off, but they rarely are exactly where I thought they were. And so you do have to do that each time. Whereas with the like this MPAS 2.0 from Chameleon antennas and other similar vertical antennas, they act like a random wire. You can just load them up wherever you want to go. So I can move up to 17 meters like right now. And let's see here. I'll listen here for just a little bit. But like it's just so effortless to move around on frequencies. I don't have to adjust anything, tune anything. So that's a really high SWR right now. Now it's a 1-to-1. That's it. I'll do CW first, and then I'll get into, we'll try this up here. I don't expect a lot of action here. I'm probably going to spend maybe at tops 5 minutes on the 17 meter band. It's one of my least productive bands with Parks on the Air, just unless propagation just has to be working out that way. And I love the 17 meter band, don't get me wrong. It's actually one of my favorite HF bands, but with Parks on the Air, I just haven't had a lot of luck with it. I get like maybe 1 or 2 contacts in a session if I use 17 meters. Oh, let me grab my water over here. While I'm waiting for this to spot me, we'll see if I get spotted here on the Reverse Beacon Network. Oh, wow. You know what? I'm going to stop this just for a second because I see that my buddy KC5F is down here on 47.9. And he is close enough. This is Steve, and he lives here in Western North Carolina too. But he's just down the road right now, and I think I can probably work him. Yes. Listen to how it's so rare I get to work Steve because we're too close together. That was fun. So Steve is a pretty active amateur radio operator on Parks on the Air as well. Get tune back up here. Call CQ again. Back on my old frequency. See, and I was able to move all that just so quickly. That is the wonderful thing about these random wire and random wire vertical antennas, whatever you want to call them, is they just make it so easy to move around. They give you that kind of frequency agility, and it's just so quick. And because they're where they maybe aren't as efficient as an antenna as other, like a resonant wire antenna, they make up for it in the time they save in deployment, and also just moving around the bands. They're just so versatile. So that's the great thing about it. But anyway, Steve, yes, he is within ground wave distance. I bet you he's only 10 miles from this site, because he's at the Marion hatchery, and it is a very rare thing indeed that we get to. I don't even know if I've ever worked him park to park before. That's always fun, and this is one of the really cool things about Parks on the Air, is it feels a bit like family. You get to know people in your region that do activations, even though you don't get to work them a lot because of the way skywave propagation works. You're not inside their propagation footprint most of the time. But, there are regulars that I hear on the air, and it's kind of like a little mini family reunion that happens, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's part of the thing. And I would say that Summits on the Air has a very, very similar feel to it. You get to know the operators, and actually, Summits on the Air, like Parks on the Air, I could walk out here today and set this up in a matter of, I don't know, 8 minutes or something. Summits on the Air usually requires a bit of hiking, a little more finagling with an antenna, and depending on what kind of mountain you're on. And you're on a summit, and sometimes on those summits, especially here in the mountains of western North Carolina, I could say, a lot of nice summits, if they're not on national park land or something, they'll have other antennas up there, repeater antennas, cell phone towers, that sort of thing. And so you're also having to battle some of the noises that come off those. And so you always have to kind of be understanding about the person on the other end and what's going on. But SOTA has a very family feel to it as well. And I think that's the reason a lot of us get out here and do this, is it's like an online gathering place, or an on-the-air gathering place, rather. And it's, it's fun, and it totally busts up a pandemic. I mean, when you're allowed to go out and you're locked up or whatever, you're able to come out and play radio. Here in the States, we've been, I guess you'd say, fortunate. We haven't had too many restrictions in terms of lockdowns. It depends on the state you live in and the municipality, but we've had curfews and things. But I've always been able to go out to a park and operate if I want to. I know, like right now in the UK and in some other European countries, they're locked down pretty hard, and operators can't go out to parks and they can't go out to summits right now. They're just not allowed to do that and leave home that far. Sorry, I thought I maybe heard somebody in there, but then I think it was, they're not able to go out and do what they want to do, so that does make it difficult. But you can chase people who are in countries where, the activators are able to get out in the field and do some work. I personally take the social distancing thing pretty seriously because of health of my parents. I try to watch that. And I find that this is actually an activity that okay. That's Steve again. I wrote him down as, why did I write him down as AC50? It's KC5F. Okay, so I got KC5F again, and I've got to make sure I write down his park number, which is K-8009 on the 17-meter band. Very nice of Steve to do that. So this is an interesting thing about Parks on the Air, and not so much about Summits on the Air. So Parks on the Air requires 10 contacts logged that are not duplicate for a valid activation for the activator. I'm going to call CQ one more time. I think I heard somebody there, but I don't know if they were for me or not. But anyway, Summits on the Air requires 4 contacts for a valid activation, which makes more sense because Soda is probably a little more challenging. Did I hear anybody there? Try one more time, and then we'll move on. But anyway, in Parks on the Air, any contact I have, I can have the same contact on a different band or a different mode, and it counts as an individual contact, not as a duplicate. I think Soda really requires that you have different contacts for those, at least for those first 4. Okay, we're gonna move. Okay, let's move down to, let's go to 30 meters. Should I go to 40? No, let's go to 30. And let me turn my speed back up a little bit here. Make sure I put it on here. I'm gonna listen for just a little bit, make sure there's nobody on the frequency. Okay. Now we're going to tune up. Then boom, I'm on the 30-meter band. I may start to hear some QR Nancy, which is some of the atmospheric noises. There are a lot of storms south right now going through Florida. When I go down to 40 meters, I'll probably really be able to hear it. But anyway, yeah, so I appreciate things like Steve doing this. This counts as, park-to-park contacts and individual contacts. So it goes toward my 10 that I need. I don't think I'll have a difficult time getting 10 today, but it's always nice to do that. And I was able to work him ground wave on 2 different bands, which is kind of fun. And Steve, if you happen to be watching this, I'm sorry I put down your call sign as AC5F. I knew better than that. That was just my Morse code dyslexia, I think, acting up there. Man, this is such a nice day. I want to wrap this up and save it for another day when I want it. I'm glad it's a pretty day, and you know why? I'm not a professional photographer, but I do some photography, and a friend is getting married later on today, and a little informal, very private thing nobody knows about. In fact, I'm one of the very, very few people that know about it, and he and his wife are, they've both been married before, and they're just the best couple. And he's a really dear friend, and I'm looking forward to doing their photo shoot, and it'll be outdoors. It should be really fun, and if the weather holds off here, it'll be a really pretty day to do it too. Boy, no. Missouri. Okay, so I've got 8 logged. Boy, he's loud, isn't he? Now I gotta go. My park number. Oh, okay. Okay, that's all I wanted. Oh gosh, I didn't get a chance to even flub up my call sign correctly. I told you my... That is so funny to have Steve now on 3 different bands. This is great. Now, if I have his call sign correct, that was a really terribly sent QSY. Let's move down to the 40-meter band. You need to look up, I'm almost positive this is the fellow, K0BAK. Saw a presentation of his, I can't even remember where, with a really cool van that he's outfitted for doing parks on the air and all kinds of field operations. I'd love to have one of those. So try to look him up sometime and see it somewhere on YouTube. I think I've got his call sign correct. I recall that call sign. So, okay, so I've got 12 contacts. So really, this is all just kind of fun right now. I don't hear anybody on frequency. I'm going to go ahead and tune up. And after this, I'll work a few stations on 40 meters, and then I'll move up to single sideband. It's really funny. I love looking at some of the, on the PODA Facebook page, different activations that people have done, and there are little QSO maps of everything, and it's so funny because I look at my QSO maps and they look so puny compared to everybody else's. I mean, wow, some of the ones, Scott, who's one of our subscribers here, a great guy, he has the most impressive spread of contacts all over this world. I mean, like his will stretch like from in Europe all the way up to Alaska with just numerous contacts. My thing is, I really do struggle to stay out here very long, to be on the air for very long at all. And yeah, that can make it a little difficult sometimes. But I don't, for me, it's just the fun of coming out and doing this, just like it is for all the other PODA activators. It's just awfully fun to get outdoors. I got his call right. In 3 XLSs. N3 XLS is one of the biggest chasers in the Parks on the Air program. So I'm worked him on a couple of bands now. That's really nice. KN3A. I want to make sure I get the whole thing in there for him. We're being really proper about this, Steve and I, sending our park number each time. That's my friend Eric. Ooh. I can't do this. Okay. I'm having a hard time. That was a tough one. I thought I heard. I'm waiting. I'm not going to call CQ again because I want to move frequencies and modes. Sometimes I'll get a call after I do that. Okay, I'm hearing nothing. I'm going to move. Okay, let's move up to the 20-meter band. I can tell, I think I may be losing a little bit of power here on the battery. I'm going to plug in another battery. And I should say that it's very possible that my video could just stop at any moment. And if it does, I apologize. But I'll run it here for another, I probably will keep going here for maybe another 15 or 20 minutes. But if I do lose power and it just stops, I'm sorry about that. Let me grab my power cord. Here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna pump it up to 10 watts now, which is still, for a lot of people, considered QRP. I consider QRP, it doesn't really matter to be honest, but I basically use the convention of 5 watts or less when I talk about QRP. So technically maybe this isn't QRP, but let's move this up to now 10 watts. What am I saying, 10? That's right, I've got a lot of voltage here. I can go 12 watts. Okay, now let's move it over to the single sideband section. Let's find a free spot. Ooh, I need to get my microphone out. Let's see here. Okay, we plugged in an external mic. I may move up the band a bit. I like to go up above 300 for some reason. Not that that matters. Doesn't really matter at all. Is this frequency in use? You know what? That has a pretty low SWR on it. Is this frequency in use? This is K4SWL. Okay, now let's hit the ATU. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now let's start our message going. So it's going to call CQ-POTA, and on the side here, I'm actually going online, and I'm going to respot myself. There we go.
Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for parks on the air.
14327.
CQ-POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for parks on the air. CQ-POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for parks on the air.
Okay.
CQ-POTA, this is Kilo 4
This will weak anybody here.
CQ for parks on the air.
It's nice. See, this is a weekday. On a weekend, there would be even way more activity, I think. But this is decent amount of CW activity on a weekday. I'm hoping maybe I'll get somebody here on 20 meters. So something I would advise, like if you're doing parks on the air, it's better if you don't come across as like a a contester when you're calling CQ and responding to people. If you go too quickly, parks on the air and summits on the air people don't always catch everything, because sometimes we're in noisy environments and that sort of thing. I try to keep my stuff pretty articulate if I can do that, because it's sometimes hard for people to hear. And you need to speak up, because especially with single sideband, if you're not close to your mic, or you're not speaking up properly, or you don't have the right mic or the right transmit equalization, you just don't have as effective of a signal. You can't be heard as easily. And so... Okay, is that a Victor Echo 9 station? The Victor Echo station, go ahead. QRZ. The Victor Echo 9 station, go ahead.
K4SWL, I have you about 3 by 3, over.
Roger, roger, your call sign, sir.
Victor Echo 9, Whiskey Hotel. Victor Echo 9, Whiskey Hotel.
Roger, roger, Victor Echo 9, Whiskey Hotel, Victor Echo 9, Whiskey Hotel. You're about a 5 by 8 here at park number K2739, K2739, QSL?
QSL to K2739, and thanks for the activation.
Thank you, sir, and you have a great day.
You too.
QRZ, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima for Parks on the Air. Okay, VE9WH, VE9WH. Okay, I heard a station there. Go ahead. Okay, the Golf Tango station, go ahead. Did I hear a Golf Tango station? Go ahead. QRZ. Kilo India 5, Kilo Golf Tango. Kilo India 5, Kilo Golf Tango. You're about a 5x5, 5x5 here at Park 2739 QSL. Roger, Roger on South Texas. Thank you very much for the contact, my friend. You have a great week. I've got you in the logs. 7-3s. QRZ, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima for Parks on the Air.
Whiskey 5, Romeo, Sierra Tango.
Whiskey 5, Romeo, Sierra Tango. You've got a great signal about 5x9 here at Park number 2739 QSL.
QSLs are about 5x3 here on this side camp. Looking for you all morning and you showed up 20 meters for me. So good luck and 73. This is W5RST.
Thank you very much, my friend, for being patient. Yes, I've been all around the bands here today. It's kind of an impromptu activation, but it's a lot of fun. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous day here near Lake James, North Carolina. Hey, 7-3s, my friend. Thank you for working me, and you're in the logs.
I'm sorry you faded a little bit on me there. I forgot to mention I'm in Oklahoma. Name here is Mike, and good luck.
Thank you, Mike. You take care, buddy, and have yourself a great week. Stay healthy. QRZ, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima for Parks on the Air. Holy cow. Did I hear a Papa Alpha station? Go ahead.
Kilo Echo 0, Whiskey Papa Alpha.
Kilo Echo 0, Whiskey Papa Alpha. You've got a big signal, 5-9 plus here at Park 2739 QSL.
QSL, you're 5959 into Minnesota, Mike November, QSL.
Roger, Roger on the 5x9 into Minnesota. Thank you very much for the contact, and you have yourself a great week.
QSL, thanks for the park.
QRZ, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima for Parks on the Air.
Victor Alpha 3, Juliet India November.
Victor Alpha 3, Juliet India, November. Big signal. You're 5x9 plus here at Park 2739 in North Carolina. QSL?
QSL, you're only about a 5-3 here, but you're getting through okay. Thank you for the activation there, and have yourself a great day, 7-3.
Hey, thank you very much for coming back and working me today. I'm working 10 watts with a little vertical antenna, so I appreciate the fact I'm making it there into Ontario. Hey, 7-3s, have yourself a great week and stay healthy out there.
All right, you too. Well, 10 watts. That explains it. Perfect. For 10 watts. Awesome. Have a good one.
Have a good one, my friend. QRZ, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima for Parks on the Air. That's a lot of activity for 20 meters for me on a weekday. It's nice. Don't get me wrong. Let me go for about another 5 minutes or so. I do need to leave pretty soon to get things ready, get my camera ready for a little bit of wedding photo action. I am betting I'll be doing some photos of them in their masks kissing because they'll want to remember that they got married during a crazy year, that's for sure. And these are two crazy people, so I think we'll have a good time of it. They couldn't have picked a better day.
Victor Echo 9er, Golf Lima Foxtrot.
Is that Victor Echo 9er, Golf Lima Foxtrot?
Roger, you are 5 and
Roger, Roger, thank you very much for the contact. You are 5x9 here, too, at Park 2739 in North Carolina, QSL.
Roger, Roger. Thank you from New Brunswick, Canada. Thank you for being out there.
Hey, thank you very much. I wish I was up in New Brunswick. Well, I don't know if I do in terms of weather. It's beautiful weather down here, but we love New Brunswick. Hey, 7-3s and take care.
No, you wouldn't want to be here. It's minus 22 with the windshield and Celsius.
Oh, ouch. Yeah, that's bad. I typically am up in New Brunswick during the summer, so I definitely see a different side of it. Hey, take care, and 7-3s. Enjoy the rest of your week, and stay warm.
Thank you, and you too, and be safe, and a lot better here in the summer as well. Yes, you're right. 73.
7-3s. QRZ, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima for Parks on the Air. This is, without a doubt, the most New Brunswick stations I've ever had on a park activation. I think I've got 2 now. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air.